After each mass shooting, President Obama and Democrats in Congress call for gun reform. But after the Orlando massacre that left at least 49 people dead, their frustration over Congress's inaction on gun safety has hit a boiling point.
Amend the High Performance Computing Act of 1991.
Several Democratic members walked off the House floor after a moment of silence Monday.
Silence is perfectly reflective of the gross negligence that the Congress has shown.
And Wednesday, Connecticut Democratic Senator Chris Murphy began a filibuster calling for Congress to reform background checks and prevent possible terrorists on the no-fly list from purchasing guns.
I've had enough of the ongoing slaughter of innocents, and I've had enough of inaction in this body.
15 hours later, he ended his filibuster with a dramatic story about Sandy Hook, where 20 children were shot.
It doesn't take courage to stand here on the floor of the United States Senate for 2 hours or 6 hours or 14 hours. It doesn't take courage to stand up to the gun lobby when 90% of your constituents want change to happen. It takes courage to look into the eye of a shooter and instead of running, wrapping your arms around a 6-year-old boy and accepting death as a trade for just a tiny little itty-bitty piece of increased peace of mind for a little boy under your charge.
Omar Mateen, the shooter at the Orlando nightclub, was no longer on a watch list and legally procured his weapons, but his rampage has sparked a wider debate about whether people on terror watch lists, like the no-fly list, should be allowed to purchase guns. Right now they can, stoking the anger of President Obama.
People with possible ties to terrorism who aren't allowed on a plane shouldn't be allowed to buy a gun. Enough talking about being tough on terrorism. Actually be tough on terrorism.
Some Republicans, as well as the NRA, say those on a no-fly list shouldn't be prevented from getting a gun because there is a lack of due process. People who are on it can't go to a judge to argue why they should be removed. But after Senator Murphy's 15-hour filibuster, he received a commitment from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Minority Leader Harry Reid that bills addressing the watch list restrictions would be voted on. It's not clear if the support will ultimately be there to pass gun reform, but it is the strongest sign of movement from Congress on the issue since Sandy Hook.